What's up, people of YouTube? Lunar Spiral 1127 bringing you Bleach Chapter 477, The Lost Two. So, chapter starts off with a color page of Ginjo in his Bankai outfit. Kind of what you expect of what Ginjo would look like in color, but except for his eyes. I don't know, I thought they were going to be black like Hollow's eyes. But the chapter really starts off with, I think, Rukia's words. You know, from what she said from last week's chapter, you know, Ichigo hasn't changed, his resolve changed Soul Society, yada yada yada, and we keep showing like two very small panels of a person, and I think it was Riruka. I think what was happening was Riruka is in. I mentioned before that Riruka possessed. Well, not really possessed Rukia, but I think hid herself inside Rukia and is now listening to what Rukia was saying before. Which I think that's who the person is. Rukia listening to Rukia. So, yeah. And, meanwhile, Rukia and Renji they're still outside. I think the Shinigami didn't leave yet, or maybe the captains in Ikaku did leave, but Ruki and Renji decided to stay. I'm not really sure, but looks like Ichigo and Ginjo are still continuing their fight, even though from last week's chapter Ichigo managed to cut him. So yeah, it's pretty much not a lot of dialogue on this chapter. I mean, it's just them fighting, and Ichigo managed to cut Ginjo's sword, and and Ichigo looks like, oh no, not Ichigo, Ginjo. I think it was probably because of the cut from before, or maybe Ichigo cut him again, but because of that cut, Ginjo is now on the floor, can't get up. Well, trying to, but he keeps falling down. I'll admit, I do like these panels of Ginjo trying to get up and falling down again. They actually do look pretty nice. And for some reason, I don't know why, but Kubo decides to add an inner, I think, Ginjo's final thoughts. I don't know, he's thinking, if the order we arrived was reversed, I wonder, would our positions be reversed as well? Would you be like me? Say, Ichigo, if we were reversed. If we were, would we? Okay, if their roles really were reversed, Ichigo would still be Ichigo, Ginjo would be Ginjo. I don't feel sorry for Ginjo, honestly. Hell, I don't even know why Ginjo wants to betray Soul Society. If it was because of the... If it was because he felt like a pawn because of the Soul Society monitoring him with that badge thing, that's kind of a dumb reason to betray Soul Society anyway. I mean, yeah, they have to keep an eye on their people. I mean, it makes sense if you actually think about it. They do have to keep an eye on their people. Otherwise, if they actually do go berserk or something, then they would have no choice but to stop him. I don't know, maybe Kubo might elaborate on Ginjo or something. And as I mentioned before, Ichigo, even if their roles reversed, they would still be the same person. And honestly, Ginjo... It looks like it's the end of Ginjo. Yeah, I think he's just gonna die right there. And I'm on page 11. I'm on Manga Stream on page 11. This chapter was really short. And what happens next? Oh, man. Tsukishima comes out of nowhere and looks like he's trying to attack Ichigo from behind. And I have a problem with this. Tsukishima has a hole in his chest. A hole in his chest. He should have died right away. Not 10 minutes, but a few seconds. He should have died. Instant kill. hole in the chest, heart blown by Byakuya with the petals of Zenbon Sakura. He's not a Shinigami. He's not an Arankar. He's a fucking human with full brain. Yeah, granted he has full brain, but I'm pretty sure his full brain doesn't save him from a freaking hole in his chest. Ugh. Okay, moving on. Well, as I've said before, Tsukishima attacks Ichika from behind, but Rukia looks like it's trying to intercept the attack, and her chest is glowing for some reason, and it turns out that Tsukishima did cut someone, but it was not Rukia, it was Riruka. And Tsukishima cut her with an actual cut, not his ability, his Book of the End ability. I guess that explains why before Tsukishima cut Uryu, but Uryu wasn't like brainwashed or anything like that. And it was already been confirmed that by many fans that Riruka hid inside Rukia. I guess she didn't possess her. So, close enough. So Tsukishima, I guess he's all panicked or pissed off because he's like, "Oh, out of my way!" and he starts screaming and he keeps yelling to Ginjo, "Don't die! Don't die!" But Riruka yells Tsukishima, says like, "Get it through your head already! Just get it through your head. We couldn't save Ginjo. Ginjo saved us. But the person who saved Ginjo is Ichigo. Ichigo saved Ginjo by killing him." I guess, well, Riruka knew what Ginjo was going to do, and she didn't believe that it was the right thing to do, so I guess the only way to stop Ginjo, the only way to save him or to stop him was to kill him. I guess maybe that's why she said Ichigo saved Ginjo. And obviously Riruka's gonna survive this. I mean, maybe Orihime might heal her, or Rukia might heal her. I don't know. She might be alive, or maybe not. And the chapter ends with a flashback. I think it's little Tsukishima when he was a kid. Yeah, I think it is, because in the last panel he has a book, and you see Ginjo in his Shinigami outfit. It doesn't look like he's changed much. Kind of looks like the same before. So yeah, in this chapter, Ginjo's telling you little Tsukishima then that he's like him, and that from today onwards you're coming with me, so this kid wouldn't be alone. Let's see, side text says, "A past that cannot be severed, and a bond that could not be saved." And that was the chapter. So this chapter was too short, honestly. It was really short, and I did like some of the panels of the fight and Ginjo, but Tsukishima not dead, that was just ridiculous. And the whole part about feeling sorry for Ginjo, I mean, I don't, as much as I want to feel sorry for some characters, Ginjo is not one of them. After everything he's done, I don't think he's someone I would feel sorry for. And what else? And the fact that, Ginjo is now dying means that next week we'll probably get a flashback. Hopefully it'll be better than the one that we had with all the xcution members. Hoping. I gotta at least hope for something for Bleach, right? So also, it turns out that this arc is coming to a close right now. So what might happen in the new arc? I don't know. Hopefully the villain will be a bit better than Ginjo or Tsukishima or xcution members. I'm just hoping we get to elaborate more on xcution and freaking Ginjo. At least learn a little bit of Tsukishima. That's for sure. So yeah, this chapter it was too short, and I guess it was progressing to another arc. I guess that's okay. So I'm just gonna give this arc a 7 out of 10. That's I'm just being generous right there. So for the new arc, who knows? Maybe Aizen might come back. We know obviously Aizen's gonna come back. I don't know what's gonna happen later on. Probably flashback. Hopefully better flashback than execution. Okay, so that's Bleach chapter 477, Lunar Spiral 1127, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, and stay tuned for Naruto chapter 567. Should be better than this one.